First things first, I had to deal with those fleshy creatures. One of them was even more bulgy than the others, if you believe it. Disgusting. I couldn't tell whether they were dressed up for some obscene celebration or merely strange beings with bloating bodies. What was that curious thing down there? It was clearly trying to do something, but what? Oh no. But since I was feeling a bit playful at this point, having finally arrived at the capital, I took the time to revisit the great bow obtained from the rot-infested general. Ha! It was indeed amusing, but the weapon lacked a certain weight and wasn't anywhere near as pleasing to use as hardened steel. Moments later, as I entered a dark and overgrown chamber, I was taken aback by the messy interior and the unexpected moist air. Plants were slowly crawling inside what apparently used to be an office of some sort. Who was that? It was one of those cursed with ugliness, so foul they had to hide their faces. After dealing with that rude fellow, I found my way to a small lift, transporting me further down into this already overwhelming city. Something was wrong, though. This place should be buzzing with life, and citizens should be wandering the streets, gossiping. Instead, it felt abandoned and drained of life. They just sat there. Even though I eventually found a couple of mean-spirited residents, that distinct feeling of loneliness and emptiness never really went away. The city somehow felt hollow. Oh, how lovely. Something else to lift my spirits. I had come upon the sad remains of an individual who apparently had been tortured in the most vile way and killed. Who could have done such a thing? Wait a moment. I had seen this long ago. While being chased in the cursed darkness of the volcano manor, I had caught a glimpse of it. This entire capital had somehow lost all of its vitality. I had seen long-forgotten graveyards with more life than this tomb of a bygone culture. Oh, someone nearby was playing a flute. For some reason, I ended up getting ambushed by a fellow who smelled like a brothel, and another of those ugly creatures. While the great bow lacked a certain pleasure when used from afar, it did serve its purpose on this occasion. But as I afterwards walked through narrow corridors, I noticed sand. Something was happening to this place. It was being devoured by nature itself. Finding a weary knight resting nearby, I generously helped that tired and old warrior to his final destination, and soon thereafter made progress in this maze. What a magnificent street! Grand statues adorned this beautifully crafted city, but still there was no one in sight. It was but a ghost town, or so I thought, because out of nowhere I was attacked by an infernal tree, and within minutes I had to palaver with a couple of local knights. You want some affection as well? Come get it, you vain peacock. Was that really all they had? Pathetic. Degeneration was the only word that came to mind. Over time, they had become fleeting shadows of the original warriors who once guarded this city. Well, most of them. Give it a rest, won't you? I get it. Whoa. Had they called for reinforcements? That hurt me. Stop it! Please don't! Honestly, it was a bit much to send an entire garrison after me. There was so much that didn't make sense in this world, but as I sat in safety next to a site of grace, contemplating that strangely cold flicker of light sprouting from the earth itself, I realized that a visit to the Round Table Hold was required. I had to see for myself whether that vile and disgusting creature I'd come upon recently truly was the monster Bogart had spoken about with such dread, and maybe even uncover whether it was that very devil who was responsible for that grisly murder scene nearby. He must have noticed the concern and disgust on my face, because suddenly something changed in his demeanor.
No. Wait. You have felt the curse. I can smell it on you. The pox, yet tender. Apparently my seedbed is ripe and waiting. 'Twas a brief respite, I must say. Go and unshackle my corporeal flesh, trapped in the sewer jail below the capital.
Wait, what did he just say? He was in the capital?
I can kill you and defile your corpse. Then the pox will truly be your own.
That despicable eater of dung deserved to die, and to think that he was resting in a cell below my city? If I were to become the ruler of this aging kingdom and rejuvenate it, I would not only have to exercise restraint and humility, I would also have to make sure that parasites like that didn't exist anywhere near. I couldn't, with a clear conscience, proceed with my plans of seizing power here while someone so foul was lurking in the shadows. It was as clear as the summer's sun. I had to go down there, find him, and erase the blight he had become.